Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I'd like to give you a guide on Rufus Solo Crash. So, after Rufus has been slapping us in Remake and Rebirth, we now have Rufus hard modes in Ever Crisis as well, and Rufus is with Darkstar, and so while the Hound is weak to ice, Rufus has no elemental weakness, no resistance, and also, ideally you want to use physical DPS because Rufus has increased magic resistance, so if you use magic attacks the damage will be halved. And also, every time Rufus does Ascendant Assault with Darkstar, they will buff their fire damage. And as long as dealing is active, Rufus has Provoke on himself, so you need to deplete the Force Gauge to stun Rufus and then get rid of Darkstar as quickly as possible. But after Darkstar is gone, then there's only Rufus left, and be careful, because when Rufus does rapid refracting lights, they don't hurt as much, but he will do few of them in a row, so if you can, try to keep switching stances so you don't take too much damage, or you can out-heal it. But after that, Rufus will have a quick Force Gauge with Begin Reload, and you absolutely must deplete it in time to stun him, otherwise he will do AoE attack that will most likely wipe your team. But there is also Think Fast Redux attack, and be careful of that, because it is very fast and it will do a lot of damage. So if you can, try to switch to defense, especially if you're low on HP, because if I don't think fast enough, my Cloud takes even 16,000 damage in offensive stance. So yeah, better think fast and switch to defense, because this is a very nasty attack. So yeah, also Rufus will do a dive bomb a few times, and he will target the character with the highest current HP. And you might also encounter a sigil phase, and you'll need to break 18 triangle sigils. But it is a very fast sigil phase, so unless you have a triangle sigil boost slot, you might have to activate overspeed on the characters who will be breaking those sigils. It's a nasty and stressful build, and I think it's been designed for Odin Vincent or even Odin Tifa, as they do massive big PP damage. But Vincent is perfect for this build and will make it fast and easy, so ideally you want to bring Vincent as you're the big PP ice DPS, so he can just delete Darkstar, and he can also apply ice weakness on Rufus. And with Vincent, this build is essentially a speedrun. But if you are bringing any other older DPS, it's a pain, tears, blood and despair, because you need high enough big PP damage to break that dealing, that Force Gauge fast enough, and then delete Darkstar, because Ascendant Assault, every one of them buffs Rufus fire damage, and to be honest, I am not sure how you could survive another one when Rufus and Darkstar are fully buffed. So while Ice DPS is preferred because of Darkstar, you could use any DPS here, even 2 DPS characters if you can survive the opening. But I have Aerith, Angeal and Cloud in my team, and Aerith is my healer, Angeal is my tank and support, and Cloud is my DPS. And to be honest, I almost gave up on this crash, and I had to do some mental gymnastics to get everything right with my setup, and it is very close, and I can barely finish the dog in time, otherwise it's a wipe. And Cloud's Iron Blade has been useful for the first time since launch, but it was my only option to be able to debuff physical attack of both Rufus and his kin to survive the charged attack. But it's a pretty unconventional team, and Aerith also has Citric 1 to buff Cloud's ice damage, and Angeal is buffing his physical attack, so that is my only way to get Cloud's DPS high enough. But I also have Cloud's overspeed tree unlocked, half of it, same with Aerith, and Angeal has few nodes. But as I said, this battle is designed for Odin Vincent, so even OB6, he hits already much harder, and the battle is much easier and faster. Aerith has Bahamut outfit with Breath of the Earth, Baharut for heals and Pidov buff, Citric 1 to buff Cloud's ice damage, ultimate weapon, Esuna Fatigue to cure the status, single target cure and Debraith to help debuff Rufus' attack, And then in sub-equipment slots, Aerith has 2 guild weapons with physical defense for allies and Fafnir for HP and physical defense. Angeal has Odin outfit with Ad Astra, Stalwart Integrity for extra high physical defense buff and also to buff Cloud's physical attack, Greatsword to debuff physical defense, ultimate weapon, Triangle Sigil and 2 physical defense stat stakes. And then in sub-equipment slots, Angeal has a weapon with physical attack for allies to boost Cloud, and then Zack's Buster for HP and physical defense, and a guild weapon with physical defense for allies. Lastly, Cloud has Ice Arcanum outfit with Shiva, Stream Saber for DPS, and Iron Blade to debuff physical attack, Ultimate Buster, and I have to use it on Rufus to survive his second AoE attack, then Triangle Sigil and 2 physical attack stat stakes, and then in sub-equipment slots, Glavenus for HP and physical ability potency, and 2 ice weapons to max out physical attack and also boost ice potency. So, Rufus, and at the beginning of the battle you want to debuff that physical attack buff as much as possible, so Iron Blade and Aerith also has Debraith, but just once because I also already want to buff Cloud's ice damage, but one more debuff here, and Angeal so we get that extra high physical defense. And this Ascendant Assault also buffs Rufus and Darkstar's fire damage, and it's already high, so it's not good. But here you want to start debuffing physical defense buff and to nullify and further debuff it, so you want to maximize your DPS, so have a physical attack buff, ice damage buff if you are using ice DPS, and just try to do as much damage as you can. But this dive bomb you can just debrief because it will target your highest HP character, so ideally the tank, so he will survive it, but try to do as much DPS as you can because we are on a time limit. And perfect. Now just let's go back to DPS, because we have to deplete that dealing as quickly as possible. So watch out for you having buffs and debuffs on the boss to maximize the DPS, and I also have to get Angeal's Ad Astra limit break in time. So here let's debuff it, perfect, and hopefully one more here. Alright. Ultimate Buster on Rufus, and come on. Oh, let's just do it. Hopefully that will be enough. This I have to take that second Ascendant Assault. If you have Vincent, massive big PP, DPS, then sure you'll deplete it before that, but with Cloud I see no way of being that fast. But here, with all those mental gymnastics, I know Cloud will survive, but just barely. So, okay, 700 HP, it's still not that bad, but it's not good either. Alright, one more. But here you have to deplete it. So perfect. And now, don't target Rufus anymore. We have to kill Darkstar, because Rufus is already charging that attack, and Darkstar has to die, because otherwise it's a wipe, essentially. But here, after Darkstar is dead, it's just a blast shot. This one is suddenly not so dangerous anymore. Alright, and there should be, well, it should be honored, that's fine, but there should be the series of those rapid lasers very soon. Oh yeah, so refracting lights. So here, if you can, try to keep switching to defense. If not, they don't really do a lot of damage, but it's a series of them, so you might want to try to avoid at least taking a few of them. Right, let's just heal back here. Fine, let's just use it, because I don't want to sit on it, so it's extra damage. And I know I have to recast. Alright, perfect. Cancel. Ah, damn, I wasn't fast enough, but yeah, this Think Fast Redux, be careful of that, because I was full HP, but if I wasn't, my Cloud would have most likely died on that. Up in smoke, it's fine, it just does inflict fatigue, so that's fine, but I also missed that, the second one. But be careful, have physical defense buff on you, and also ideally try to switch to defense, because it is not a nice attack here. But also I have to debuff this, because Dive Bomb on Aerith is not ideal. Ideally you want to have Angeal tank it, but I know Aerith will survive. She'll take a lot of damage here, but she will survive because she has high physical defense, so it's kind of a foul-proof. And at least since she'll take damage, I can't benefit from the extra AB from Baharod. Right, and here, Sigil Face. So at least the way I do it, it is quite complicated. So just spam Rune Ras with Angeal and Cloud, and I also have to activate over speed to be able to break that many sigils in such short amount of time. Because on Aerith I don't really have any more space for a sigil. One more here. Fine, it's just refracting lights again. So this is not dangerous, but the other one, Think Fast, is dangerous. And here another reload. Make sure that you always deplete it in time, otherwise it will be refracting lights, mega attack, a charged one, and I have no idea how to survive that. So you have to deplete it in time, in order you have to deplete it faster before you run out of time, because Rufus has to be stunned here. So cancel, reload, you're fine. And let's just always make sure that your buffs are active and also debuffs. It's fine because he is debuffed. So I didn't take that much damage here. But whenever you see Up in Smoke, it's just the fatigue status that's inflicted. Right, let's just use this. And Dive Bomb, you can try, but I also know I have Angeal with Reprieve, so I don't really have to. I will lose the Reprieve, but it will cost. I know that this Dive Bomb, it does a lot of damage, so almost, but now Reprieve is gone, but I didn't want to spend AB on further debuffing and buffing in just to survive it. But here, same thing, just activate overspeed and just break it as fast as possible, because this is a very sweaty Sigil Face. Fine, let's just do this. Alright, so we're getting closer. And I also have to buff Cloud's ice damage here, and let's just go back to DPS. Okay, slowly we're getting there. I pre-switched to defense here, because I didn't know what's coming. Refraction light's fine, but I don't know, I'm thinking about trying to push it because he's almost dead. Yeah, let's just do this. And second jubilation, so yeah, perfect. Actually, it's reload, so I'll get extra AB here. Done. Should be fine. And yeah. That's it, but so far as I have seen, Rufus just continues to do the same phases, same attacks after you have killed Darkseid. It's just a matter of surviving and killing him eventually. But yeah, this battle is very stressful. I know, at least for me, it's a tough battle. There's a lot of going on. But yeah, with Vincent, this battle would take you 2-3 minutes, at least from what I've seen. The whales and krakens do it, but with any other DPS, it is very sweaty. But yeah, I hope you found my guide helpful, and if you are going to attempt this crash, good luck on your own clear. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next one.